Altansayir preserve me, Kirill moped, wringing his claws as he paced the room. There was no purpose in his step as he plodded the same concentric track he had paced out for the past quarter hour. In that time, the dragon's claws had run the circuit from ringing to being stuffed in his pants pockets to pulling on his crest and back around again. "All right, so I'm not this emissary person everyone thinks I am," said Marco, shrugging with his palms up. "I'm sure that Kerrigan will turn this boat around when we tell him there's been a mix-up." Kirill stopped pacing. "He has no discretion to do that." "He has to." "He won't." Marco scowled. "No one obstructs Lord Amatus Eric's mail. When His Highness finds out, he will dispatch his lancers. You'll see. Before long he'll be bearing down on us with his army of 50. Marco paused, saw no harm in inflating the numbers a bit. 5, he went on. Kirill crossed his arms. 100, Marco ventured. 1,000? Really? Kirill asked, cocking his head to one side. Lord Eric's glorious army of 5,500,000 cavalrymen? Kirill lowered his tone to a growl. Do you take me for a fool? I know you're from Carantes. I also know that there aren't even 5,500 gnats in all of Carantes, let alone horses. Marco's face flushed. I'm under orders from Lord Eric. We have to turn around. And I'm under orders from Emperor Rao. And we can't turn around. Lord Eric will have you in the stockade for this. And you'll be drinking seawater at the bottom of Domitian Bay. Marco rocked back and swallowed hard. Shaking his head, Kirill hissed frustration out through clenched teeth. You've botched everything, he shouted. When the Hazaranthes learn of this foolishness, they'll withdraw all offers. Don't blame me for this, Marco said. If anyone's to blame, it's that fool Alexis for mistaking me for someone else. Kirill's upper lip twitched, baring his incisors. Faced with this, Marco knew better than to press the issue. The tension in Kirill's face broke. He grimaced, crinkling the scale folds that age and worry had drawn under his eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, Kirill said. We hit it off poorly. I don't even know your name. Marco. Marco, Kirill repeated. Right. Well, if both our species are to have any hopes of coexisting peacefully, then they'd better start somewhere. And if we both are to have any hopes of existing at all, we'll need to work together. Marco crossed his arms. What do you mean? Someone's going to have to meet with the Emperor, regardless of whether he's the real emissary or not. You're not serious? Marco half said, half asked. I'll do no such thing. I'm needed in Avignari. Kirill shook his head. This can't be! Marco's voice was shrill with disbelief. When Eric finds out I failed to deliver his mail, he'll fire me for sure. I'm trying to avert a war here. Kirill spoke over him. Are you saying your job is more important than the lives of thousands? Marco took a pause before answering. I get retirement pay if I serve until I'm 50. Then, if you want to live to 50, I suggest you reconsider. There's no way this will work, said Marco. Do you really think your emperor is that gullible? Well, no, certainly not, Kirill said, wringing his claws. But I think this is as good a plan as any, especially considering we've no alternatives. Besides, the Emperor has never met anyone from Hazaranth, and so he wouldn't know enough to think you weren't the emissary. Marco breathed hard out his nostrils. We're dead. Wincing, Kirill nodded his agreement.